Hey guys, welcome to another video on Java for Beginners. In this video, we're going to start talking about methods. So if you are familiar with languages like C and C++, you would be knowing what functions are. So a function is a group or lines of code that are grouped under a single name and that performs a specific operation. And that set of operations can be executed whenever you want, anywhere and at any point of your program. So what I mean by a specific operation is you can consider an example of calculating a simple interest or calculating the square of a number whenever you want of any number in a program that you get. And this series of operations that are required to calculate something are done in a step-by-step manner. So that step-by-step manner, the lines of code are grouped together under the single name, so that would be the function name, and this block of code or these lines of code can be executed any number of times, anywhere and at any point of your program by calling that function. So a method in Java is nothing but a function, so whenever I say method throughout this tutorial, you have to remember it's a function if you are new to the word method. So let's see how we can create our own function and make that function do apparently whatever we want. And let's just get rid of these things first. So we already have defined the class shirt. So we, as I said in the past, I don't know in which video tutorial, but I told you that a class can have two types of elements. It can have member variables and it can have functions, that's methods. So we define a method, we say void, just a method. We just say a method for the example for this video tutorial, just to make you understand what methods are. So the void keyword that I brought here is nothing but it tells the compiler that this method is not returning anything to the method that calls this method. So if that was too complex for you, then let me say it would be weird if I say that void is a data type, but yes, it is. Void is a data type. It tells the compiler that this method that we defined here is not returning any value to the method that calls it. So the method that would be calling it will be main in our case, because we will be calling that method or executing that method from our main function. So the main function becomes the calling function or the calling method, and our method that we define in the class shirt will be the called method. So we can do whatever we want inside the method. We just, very basic, we say system.out.println. This is a method. So we'll make this function print out this is a method whenever we call that function. So how do we call that function? The same way we create an object of class shirt, my shirt equals new shirt, and then we call that function using my shirt dot a method. So that's it, we create our method, and then let's just quickly execute the program. So it prints out this is a method, and okay, so that's how we define a method. So the void keyword right here is the return type specifier. So void is a data type that tells that nothing is being returned by the method that calls this method. So in our case, it tells that the method, this method, a method, doesn't return any value to the function that calls it. So here, the function which calls this is the main function. So the main function calls a method, and it does not return any value. So we'll talk about returning values in the next couple of videos. So that should make sense why we write void for our main function as well, because the method that calls our main function is the Java runtime system. So when Java runtime system calls main function, the main function does not return any value back to the Java runtime system. So that's why we specify our main function as void. So similarly, you can, here the return type specifier can be of any basic primitive data type. So here we just do one basic thing, that's we print out to the output screen that this is a method. So similarly, you can call that method how many ever times you want, and you can always use objects to use methods or call methods, just like you use member variables. So that's all the basics about methods. In the next video, we'll be talking about the methods and return values and parameters. So see you guys again in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Please don't forget to share and subscribe.